when somebody that I was in a relationship with told me that he thinks he's okay with the way I am, and the way I am as in with regards to my leg. Yes, he is okay with the way I am, but he doesn't think his family and friends would be okay with the fact that I live with a disability. And his mother doesn't like Northerners, and I'm a Northerner. I'm from Upper East America.
Proud.
Yes. He doesn't think his mother would like me, especially because I'm a non-trainer, but so I live with a disability, so that makes my case
disqualified.
Yes. So he doesn't see how I would work.
Hi guys, welcome back to the mental health quarters. Look at my face. I look like someone with 900 subscribers, right? So today I have with me a guest, but before we get right into the video, you know what you're supposed to do. No talking plenty, just subscribe, because today I've brought a celebrity to the channel. So just subscribe. It's not easy getting celebrities to come, so just subscribe. Okay? She begs. Beg them to subscribe.
I beg, subscribe while I'm a celebrity.
Thank you.
Please subscribe.
So, yeah, no plenty talking. Let's get right into the video. Thank you for subscribing. See you. Before I allow her to introduce herself, I'm going to tell you how I found her. You know me, I'm a private investigator. I look for people online and I bring them to you for free. So let me just allow her to introduce herself, then I'll give you the backstory. Okay.
Hi everyone. Okay. Welcome to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and please don't forget to share.
Exactly.
My name is Dr. Joanna Gunab, Dr. Med Joanna Gunab. I'm a medical doctor. I currently practice in 2 hospitals. I've been working for about 2 years now. Almost 3 years now, yes. I'm a medical doctor, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a singer.
Wow.
I'm the co-founder of Sofa Foundation Ghana, which is an NGO. And I'm an activist. That among a few things. So yeah, that's who I am.
So, Dr. Joanna is a celebrity, like I said. Okay, she doesn't want me to call her a celebrity, but
because I'm not.
Okay. Celebrity, one of Ghana's celebrity doctors. So I will tell you guys how I found her. So I was on Instagram as usual, scrolling, and I followed Posha Gabo, I followed TV3, and I saw that Posha Gabo had interviewed you, and you shared your lived experience with disability.
It is not common to find a doctor with disability in the consulting room. That tells you how rare Dr. Joanna Gunab is.
I was told when I was entering senior high school that I couldn't offer science. My teachers thought they were doing me a favor by telling me to choose a more relaxed program. Well, but I wanted what I wanted, so I still went ahead and went for it. In senior high school, my colleagues and some teachers told me I couldn't become a medical doctor because, after all, I live with a disability. But here I am today, right? A living proof that you can, and I am.
She was not born with disability.
At age 4, I went to school one day. I was not very well. I came back home. I think I was running a temperature. They took me to a private facility, and it was a nurse that was running the place. So, and it was in the night. There was no light. She was using a lantern, and she had to give me an injection on my buttocks. Immediately after the injection, I couldn't walk. I couldn't feel my legs. So my mother took me home. We slept. She woke me up at dawn the following morning to take me to a bigger hospital for a checkup. She asked me to get up. I told her I can't get up. African mothers. My mother thought I was just being a child, and she spanked me. She said, "Get up, I'm not tolerating this morning." And I was like, I really can't get up. It's not intentional. So my mother attempted putting me on my feet about 3 different times and realized that I indeed couldn't get up.
Then she had to face the stark reality of being a person with disability.
And how may I help you today?
Her dream of becoming a medical doctor was almost short-lived due to lack of financial assistance. Life in medical school at the University of Development Studies was not easy, but she stayed through to the end against all odds and had a scholarship from the MasterCard Foundation. Even as a medical doctor, Dr. Gunab has to deal with a bigger disease called stigma. There are patients who refuse treatment from her.
There was a gentleman that was brought in, and I was the medical doctor there for surgical rotation, and I had to attend to him. First of all, he looked at me up and down, took a second look at me, and then asked me, am I the doctor? And I'm like, yeah, I'm the doctor. She calls the relatives and says he doesn't think I can help him, so they should find a different doctor to help him. So later when he noticed that about 2 hours, no other doctor was coming, he now told the family members, can I tell me that it's okay now, he will accept the treatment. A similar thing, another male told me that straight out, that he doesn't think, number one, I'm a woman, and number two, I live with a disability. He doesn't see how I could have learned in medical school and how I can treat him when me, myself, my leg is like that.
What's really like drew me to your story is how you laughed about it. How you laughed about some of the things that happened to you, and that's what made me realize that you are a very strong person. And it reminded me of my own story, because sometimes I go for speaking engagements, I laugh about some of these things. Sometimes people don't want to laugh because they are not sure, because they feel it's a sensitive issue. But I could really resonate with how you were laughing. We are laughing because we are laughing at how far we've come and how it's all in the past.
It's all in the past.
It's all in the past. We've moved on.
We've made peace.
Yes, we've made peace. But Dr. Joanna, can you tell us more about yourself, like your educational background?
Also, So I went to Airport International School for primary, junior high school, which is in Kumasi.
Okay.
And then I went to Kumasi Girls Senior High School. Then yes, I moved on to UDS, School of Medicine at the Tamale campus, where I did 7 years of medical school. So for my school journey, that is it. But for lives and hobbies, annyeonghaseyo.
K-drama.
You should be able to tell, right? Yes, I'm a huge K-drama fan. I like K-drama a lot. I think I watch them because of how the emotions are, how they make me happy. Yes. When I was growing up, I really didn't like going out much. It was mostly because of the stigmatization, the mockery. But now I know that I like going out. I enjoy places with very beautiful, serene ambiances. Yes. So those are the things that I engage in when I'm free.
It's nice to know that that you are also a K-drama fan.
Yes.
I used to be, but I don't know what happened. I stopped watching. I don't know. Then I started watching American and British. But I will come back to
Come back to your first love.
It's true, it was my first love. So, Dr. J, I want to know your disability. Does it have? I hate to use the word your disability. The disability you have lived experience with. Is it something you were born with or developed later on in life?
It came later on in life. I think I was about 5 years old. I felt sick one day from school. My mom took me to the closest clinic that was our vicinity at the time. And she said the nurse in charge at the time said she had to give me an injection. So she did give me an injection, and then that's how it
Developed it. Wow. So you were born
was fine.
without a
In
disability.
fact, my mother said I didn't know how to walk up until my condition happened. She said my walking was all running. Like when I do something, you can't catch up with me because I run fast on those tiny legs. But then after it happened, I knew. I don't know how it feels like now to run. But I'll be able to run one day. Yeah.
So as a kid with this disability, how was it like growing up in Ghana? Take us through your journey from childhood to adulthood.
If I cast my mind back, I think in my early years as a child, when it first happened, I remember thinking it was a plus. I remember thinking, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Yes. I'm out of everything,
Yeah.
right? And then when people used to insult me, when people used to say, oh, me and my mother, like I used to think, oh, it was. But then when I became a teenager and my hormones started hitting, and I realized that, nah, this is not a plus. It's not a plus at all. When people started making fun of me when I'm working with children, mimicking the way I walk, trying to walk the way I walk, and children will point at you and start laughing, and some of them will follow you as you are walking. They'll be walking the way you are walking, following you all the way to wherever you are going. I always say that children are like the meanest creatures ever because they have no idea what they are doing, but they are doing it because they think it is fun, but they don't know the consequences or the meaning of what they are doing. But you can also penalize them for the things that they are doing. So when I grew up a bit, I realized that it really was a big minus at the time because people wouldn't want to associate with you, people wouldn't want to come close to you, and everybody held you at a distance. Some people didn't even come to that distance at all. The issues with stigmatization made it tougher when I became a teenager because my hormones were now hitting me. My feelings were all over the place. So even the least bit of things would send me into overdrive. Should I say I don't like talking about it? Well, not really, but every time I reminisce these moments, it makes me realize that I really went through something. And then I look at now and I realize that I have actually come far as well. So yeah, there were a lot of times growing up that I wished that I was not a person living with disability. I can't count the number of times I was like, God, find me. Yes. But then at some point I asked myself, if only then maybe I can show that there's somebody else couldn't. So it's totally fine with me now.
So, in your family, especially your nuclear family, are you the only person with disability?
Yes. Because it wasn't a genetic thing. It was an injection thing.
So did your family ever sue the hospital?
Interestingly, both my parents never had any form of formal education.
Okay.
Yes, but my mom made an issue out of it because she realized that it was right after the injection that my whole issue started. But the nurse in charge at the time vehemently said that she wasn't at fault. Yes, she said she didn't do anything wrong. Right? And my dad is a big believer of everything happens for a reason. So we decided, even at the time, would they have? Because in the late 90s, I doubt they knew what suing someone means, right? So yeah, they never did. But I have forgiven, I have moved on.
I don't know how you found it in your heart to forgive them,
I
but
did.
I'm happy that you were able to forgive. Speaking of nurses and all of that, I'm wondering what made you decide to become a doctor, because what happened to you was caused by medical professionals. So how did you end up deciding to become a doctor?
Right, so it was one of those things, when we are in primary school, what do you want to go and grow up? What did you used to say?
Look at me, like I'm so engrossed in the discussion.
What did you used to say when your madam asked you?
Yeah, I used to say I wanted to become a journalist like my father, because I think my father was into radio,
right?
But I was looking at the TV aspect. I like the whole, you look glam, come and sit on TV and be reading from the teleprompter.
Right.
I thought that was me, but later on.
Well, it had always been doctor for me. From that very age. I'm a doctor. All the time, it used to be that for me.
Okay.
When I grew up a bit, I realized that doctors are well respected in the country. In fact, everywhere.
In this country,
Everywhere, doctors are respected. I mean, granted, they don't earn much, but they are still respected.
Well, you people didn't tell us you don't earn much, because we all know you
But they are
earn much.
very respected. The prestige is there. So for me, it was the prestige. It was the fact that when I was growing up, I heard doctors get a lot of money.
Yes, me too, I heard.
I wanted to get money, especially because I wanted to change my family circumstances, so I really wanted to be a doctor. What cemented it in for me was when I started to understand what my situation was. I knew that I didn't want another child to end up like me. I knew I didn't want somebody else to have to go through what I have gone through in life when it could have been avoided, right? And then at some point, I lost a younger sibling, and I was like, yeah, I really need to go into this field. And then now that I'm in the field, I feel so fulfilled. Of course, my work can be tiring, draining, but I love what I do. Yes.
Saving lives.
Yes.
It's a good day to save lives.
It is a good day to save lives.
Okay, so medical school. Okay, let me just take you back. Me, I have not really seen doctors with disabilities.
Me neither.
You call yourself the disabled doctor
Yeah.
on social media.
Yes.
So how come we don't see a lot of doctors with disabilities?
I don't know, but I think it has to do with a lot of people's opinions.
Okay.
I think those that I have met, I've only met one other medical doctor. He's currently late, God bless his soul. But even him, it happened to him whilst he was a medical doctor.
Okay.
Yes, I think his issue came in whilst he was practicing. But personally, honest, I'm also yet to meet another medical doctor. I've only heard that there's a medical doctor, I think in Polibu or Rich, that like has a wheelchair.
Okay.
But yeah, you don't usually see, and even him, I think he too, apparently it happened.
After.
Yeah. So I think it has to do with people's unsolicited opinions. Because if I had listened to them, trust me, I won't be here today. I won't be a doctor today. I would have chosen an office job where I sit down 9 to 5 and then finish and get up, sorting papers. Because people kept saying, hey, sure, some medicine, because medicine, yeah, medicine, medicine. Unsolicited advices.
Okay, so they are making it look like your leg has something
Yes,
to do with
yes.
your ability.
But you
to
see,
learn.
people never, and I said this during one of my interviews somewhere, people were never looking at my head. They kept looking at my leg, thinking that I'm incapable. Meanwhile, throughout school, I wasn't a bad student.
And you proved them wrong, of course.
Yeah.
You went to medical school, you graduated, and all of that. So now you are working in the field. Have you had situations where patients stigmatized or discriminated against you because of your lived experience with a disability? Because there aren't many doctors who have disabilities. So can you tell us more about that?
So yes, I have actually on two occasions. The first one
In Ghana here.
Yes, in Ghana here, in Ghana here. So I think one told me blatantly that he doesn't think I can help him because he doesn't see how I could have led to medical school with my leg being like that, and he doesn't see how I could help him. So he doesn't want me to take care of him as a doctor. I think the other one just said, number one, I'm a woman. Number two, I am a person with disability. He doesn't see how I could have led. And I don't know how my leg has to do with my brain. He doesn't see how I could have learned, and he doesn't see how I could have gone through the training to be the best person to help him. So he doesn't want me. I mean, eventually his family came to apologize for me to take care of him, but yeah. The first one pained me a bit because I was like, I'm still a doctor. But then I was like, you know what, it's fine. So the second one came, I actually laughed about it. And then I noticed that, you know what, this isn't going to be the last time. It might happen again. Yes, so I need to learn to control it better. I need to learn to understand that it's fine. People are entitled to their own opinions, and that is absolutely fine.
You took it very well because it was me. I will show you shaggy. But thank God. I'm not like that. But it's very hurtful. I mean,
It is.
get that all the time, especially when you actually have a license to practice, you are there, you are qualified. Everything says you are qualified, yet somebody is saying you are not qualified.
You know, this thing you just mentioned, my friend Ella one time told me, we were both practicing in the same hospital during our first year rotation. And she was like, why don't you just, print out doctor on an A4 sheet and paste it on your chest when you come to the hospital doing the thing. So that people would know that you're a doctor and not treating anyhow. But I feel like whether I'm a doctor or not, I'm a human being. I shouldn't have to have a title before you treat me with some respect.
Yeah.
You should treat me with respect regardless of my title.
So those people who have been doing that, stop that. It
not
ain't
good.
nice.
It's not nice at all.
It's not nice at all. And so looking at all these things that have happened, I'm wondering, to me, I think everybody is built different. If it was me, it will bash me. I'll even go and report it to the police. So I want to know whether all this stigma, discrimination you have faced growing up to this time, has it affected your mental health, friendship, dating? Because it looks like it will definitely cut across. Once it involves other human beings, you have times like this.
So it has. Friendships, no. God has been so good to me with my friends because I make the most amazing friends. All my friends, nothing they see me as a person with disability, and they forget about it. It takes something happening to me for them to be like, oh right. But then I think on a usual basis they actually forget that, oh Joanna Gunab. Nah, they don't think about that. My friends treat me just the same as they treat any other person else. But relationships, yes. I've had most of my relationships end because I am a person with disability. One that really sticks with me is when somebody that I was in a relationship with told me that he thinks he's okay with the way I am, and the way I am as in with regards to my leg. Yes. He is okay with the way I am, but he doesn't think his family and friends would be okay with the fact that I live with a disability. And his mother doesn't like Northerners, and I'm a Northerner. I'm from Upper East America.
Proud.
Yes. He doesn't think his mother would like me, especially because I'm a Northerner, but so I live with a disability. So that makes my case
Disqualified.
yes. So he doesn't see how I would work. So yes, with relationships, a lot of times I have found myself crying. I found myself depressed. I found myself going for therapy because of the way people treated me when some of my relationships ended. But I thank God for life. Thank God for bringing me this far. To a point where I am now over it. To a point where now I do not allow it to get to me.
You are single.
And I am single.
Yes, so that's the advert. We want serious people.
I am single.
So apart from that, has there also been another circumstance with regards to relationships, friendships?
Oh no, I think usually they just end because, and you know, it's interesting because these people date me with the knowledge that I'm disabled, right?
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden it becomes an issue.
So as if, is it like they were okay and then people reminded them?
Sometimes there were days in certain relationships where I used to think that my partner was hiding me.
Oh.
I used to think they were okay with me in private, but they didn't want to be associated with me in public. So I don't know. But I'm fine now.
I'm glad.
I'm a fine. I'm a hot girl.
You are.
Yes.
You are. I can see. In fact, when I
So-
saw her with her bodycon skirts, I could see that she is fine.
I am a fine girl, so they are
Yeah.
lost. Yeah.
And I
They are
think
lost.
it's a very, very big loss to them because at the end of the day, disability, they always tell us all the time that it can happen. Thank you.
Anybody.
It can happen. You can wake up this morning able-bodied, go out and come back disabled, or you can even be at home and end up developing a
But people
disability.
don't.
Yeah,
People don't think it can happen to them.
Yeah,
I wasn't born with it. It happened to me along the way.
exactly,
You could go out today fine, but by tomorrow you're not the same person.
exactly.
So, in as much as you could, try not to look at disabled people with contempt. Try not to treat them differently than you treat any other person. Because it could be you.
It could be.
And if it was, would you want it to be treated that way? If the answer is no, don't do it.
Yeah. And it's high time people stop looking at disability. I don't know if it's our part of the world, but we always see people with disability as they are different, like they belong to a different world, everything about them is different, they are not part of us. Just because somebody can see or hear you, they are different. Which is very bad.
Especially in our part of the world. I think in Ghana, information, disability information is still relatively when you raise topics about or discussions about disability, people shy from them. They don't want to talk about it. So I think it's a matter of time.
Even with accessibility, how has it been for you? Because
Oh my God, I have stories. Do you know how many times I have attempted using banks and falling down?
banks,
Yes.
like bank,
Yes,
financial,
bank, and falling. Because some of
like
them,
bed bank.
no
or-
bank where we put our money bank.
That should be one of the last places.
Yes,
that
but
should-
I have fallen. I can't count the number of times. Some of them don't have a disability run, and those that do, some of them the disability run, the tiles that is with the disability run, is so slippery. So you step on it now, and I can't count the number of times I have fallen down. And I
must
don't
be
see.
traumatizing.
Yes, and you have to endure that level of embarrassment before somebody decided that, just put it in there. After all, how many disabled people come in? I'm a quality woman, but I guess we'll get there one day.
I hope so, because I heard there's even a particular measurement. A ramp is not just a ramp. It has to be according to a certain type of measurement. But some people don't follow. They say ramp, so we are doing ramp. It's either it's very steep or it's very some way and
Slippery.
very bad.
Slippery. If this video gets out to these institutions, I hope they can use proper tiles. That's all we're asking.
They
So we
should.
don't fall when we try accessing it.
They should. And then they should also keep in mind that the people with disability also use these services, so we should keep them in mind and stop this whole how many people will come here. It's very, 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 very. So somebody may be watching and saying, Dr. Joanna, you are strong. That's why you've been able to overcome all these things. Some of us, we are not that strong. We are being through a lot mentally. Because I know people with disability, a lot of them have tried to kill themselves because of some of these things, experience suicide, depression. But you, Dr. Joanna, you are strong. You have a supportive family. And they love you. Me, my own is not like that. Everywhere I go, denial. I mean, rejection. I go here, people don't love me. So, what advice or words of encouragement can you give to such a person?
Well, if my older sister was there, she'd tell you the number of times I've told her to cry. She'd tell you the number of times she's tried reaching me for things. She'd tell you the number of things I've left myself in the way without having it. Yes, I'm really good. Thank you for this. I've been through experiences that have built my character. I've been through experiences that have sharpened my personality. I've been through experiences that have made me who I am today. So whatever you may be going through, in as much as it may be tough, and sometimes downright frustrating, like you don't see any way out of it. What I know it may not sound like much. Don't give up. Do not give up. Because maybe, just maybe, that breakthrough you've been looking for is just at the goal. It was just at the tip. Don't give up. Don't give up. People will say whatever they want. People always have an opinion. People always have an opinion. Regardless what it may be, they'll always have an opinion. But you know you. You live with you. You walk every day in your own shoes. You shouldn't allow somebody who cannot even walk a second or a minute in your shoes dictate to you how you should live your life, or tell you their opinions of what they think of your own life that you are living. Because if you listen to them, it's only a matter of time before you buy into their ideas and believe that, it's okay. What people said is true, so let me just sit down. No. But
sometimes they are not even around.
They do not understand, because it is your life. You know what you go through each and every day. You walk in your shoes. So unless you walk in my shoes, I don't think you should have an opinion about my life. So don't let people's opinions get to you and change your perception and your process in life. Wherever you want to get to, you can get there. All you have to do is put your mind to it and never, ever give up. It is only but a matter of time.
So that's your testimony you are sharing with us. So finally, I want to find out, as I can tell from the time I came here, I could sense the anointing that you are a serious Christian. And you see, as someone with lived experience with bipolar disorder, I have had people who have tried to, overzealous Christians who have tried to make it look like maybe I don't have enough faith, that's why I'm not healed. I want to know if you two in your journey, whether you have experienced something like that.
I have somebody actually told me once that it is not his fault if I didn't get my healing.
You see God.
And you see, what I came to understand over the years was that I wanted the healing, When I was a
Of
child,
course,
I
everybody.
couldn't wait to get out of this. I could not. Like, unless I don't hear about a miracle service, healing, I'm there. Like, I'm running to my parents to send me. But I had gone to one too many of those. And at some point, it wasn't happening for me. Like, it was happening for all other people, but it just wasn't happening for me. But you know what? At some point, I understood this. The fact that I'm not getting healed or my leg is not going from all the praying and all the miracle services does not mean that God doesn't love me.
Yeah.
That's not what it means. It doesn't it's not equal to God does not love you, you understand?
True.
So I came to understand that what I'm going through or what I'm currently experiencing doesn't mean that God has forsaken me. God loves me equally just as he loves anybody who has 2 legs, 2 hands, and whatever. It's maybe through this circumstance, this situation, that a miracle, a breakthrough will come into my life. Trust me,
things
they have
together.
all things. And now, this condition has opened doors for me I never thought it would open, but it has. Probably, just probably, if I was able, maybe, I could have gotten those opportunities. So yeah, I am me, and I love you.
So be encouraged. So thank you so much, Dr. J, for sharing your story with us. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe,
And please leave the comments. We like the comments. Leave them.
we love them. Yeah, I read every single comment.
And we reply to.
Yes, we do. So Dr. J has a YouTube channel. I will link it in the description box and even in the title. Please go and check her YouTube channel, subscribe, and like follow her content. I'll add her Instagram too.
Please follow.
Yes, so please check her content out. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Road to 1K. I'm very serious. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.